Let's take a listen to some cassette tapes.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ.
Alright.
Miller told me about what happened in the Caribbean 9 years ago. You do remember Miller. You'd formed a private army with him. An army with no allegiance to a nation.
I remember, but
I see. You're not sure what's fact and what's a fantasy caused by the coma. It's still all a mess, huh? All I can do is tell you the facts as they were told to me.
A good
I've gone easy
recap.
on you up until now, but this is where the hard stuff begins. 1974, the year before you entered your coma. You were in Colombia, operating with a small unit of men, basically mercenaries. Miller was among them.
If I get on this,
Find a way to turn his
it
and
won't,
your
like,
talents
cancel
into
it,
line
right?
work. He was looking to start a business where you would fight on behalf of others around the world, those who needed military force. The reality was, at that time, you didn't have enough gear to equip your own men. Then Miller came across this climb. It was a huge job he was offering, but you had a shot at pulling it off. You accepted it and headed into Costa Rica.
Costa
The
Rica.
client even threw in an offshore facility in the Caribbean. The mother base. That would be your new base of operations.
Yep.
Miller sure did have a head for business. As your mission went on, your unit grew and grew. More weapons, more money. Before you knew it, you were commanding 300 men. As the
300.
organization got bigger, your military power...
See, that's what I was worried about.
As the organization got bigger, your military powers swelled to match. It got so the international community couldn't afford to ignore you. You were just too damn successful for your own good. You, your men, had worn out your welcome. Everyone was out for you. East, West, First World, Third. It was only a matter of time before someone took you down. And that was XOF. Officially, they're an anti-terror unit under the CIA. In reality, they're Cypher's private strike force. They lured you to Cuba using Chico, the Nicaraguan revolutionary
Chico's dead.
kid, and Paz, a mole who worked for Cypher as bait. While you were gone, XOF, posing as a nuclear inspection team, stormed Mother
hold on.
Base. At the same time, C4 they placed on the strut legs went off. The whole thing went down in minutes. XOF. Kisses and hugs, followed by a big F you. All because of Miller's blind spot. A back door into Mother Base no one suspected.
Let's see.
You remember a certain scientist? Huey was responsible for bringing the inspection team on board, giving the enemy a perfect opportunity to hit you at home. You were returning from Cuba when it happened. Mother Base came damn close to taking you with it into the Caribbean. Those of your men out on assignment returned right away. They refused to believe the wreckage in the water they found was Mother Base. But they checked the coordinates again and again, until reality finally settled in. You were supposed to die that day.
I was.
That was XOF's primary objective. As far as most folks know, you did. The first doctor to see you wasn't even sure what he was looking at. Before they'd even finished operating, your men moved you to that hospital in Cyprus. It was a woman named Eva who arranged that.
Eva.
Rings a bell, hmm? Most men in your condition would have been written off right from the start. But you survived. You went straight down to hell, and they pulled you out. Your eye wide open. Full of venom.
I almost want a revolver.
Naked Snake are long gone. Welcome back.
Let's just
Venom Snake.
get
This
some.
world still
Let's see what
needs you.
we can do.
Here, Snake, try this on.
I'm gonna make a whole bunch of new stuff.
Yeah, Miller was
Not
calling it the
shells,
arm
good.
that wasn't there. The physiotherapy's going well. Your arm's bulked up enough for it to fit. There. Perfect. A little time with it, and it'll work better than the real thing. What do you think?
Oh my gosh.
I can still
Grenades.
feel my real arm. Well, you better get used to this one
I'm
quick.
curious.
You have any pain? Every now and then. Where? My fingertips. My left fingertips. Sounds like phantom pain. Your brain still remembers your old hand. Yeah. What about your vision? Can you see okay? Yeah. At the
No
moment,
tactical
the
evidence.
shrapnel in your skull is pressing on your optic nerve. I'm told any hard impact could have an effect on your visual cortex.
Yeah, the doctor mentioned that.
Your brain might process visual information incorrectly. In other words, you could have
Do I want
hallucinations.
that too?
You might see things that aren't there, or not see things as they really are. You experience any of that?
I think so.
When?
Right after I wake up, colors look faded.
Colors, huh? Well, that's not a major concern in and of itself, but it could mean the difference between life and death in the field. You'll need to watch out for that.
I will.
All right. You should continue your physio. We'll be arriving soon. It's the last chance you'll get.
Okay, let's keep listening to these. I'm only gonna listen. I think I might have to listen to the yellow ones.
Kaz, what about the unit that attacked us in the mist? You knew something about them.
That wasn't my first run-in with them. It happened right before I was captured by the Soviets. We were on the Zero line that day, the Afghan side, on our way back from training the Mujahideen at a mountain camp in Kunar province. There's a lot of that work in Afghanistan. Most PFs shy away from it because it draws too much attention. But for us, that was the whole point. The job itself went great. We just had to make it back to a tribal area in Pakistan. But all of a sudden, visibility got real bad. It was no sandstorm. Our point man gave this strange report. He said he could see skulls in the mist.
Skulls.
The next moment, he went silent. We scrambled into formation, right before his arms and legs came raining down on us. It was always supposed to be a dangerous mission, so I had Diamond Dog's very best with me. We were calling out to each other, but one by one, their voices just went dead. Whatever happened to me, I lost consciousness before I knew it. When I came to, I was in a Soviet camp, tied to an interrogation chair.
Could they be some new Spetsnaz unit?
No. The ones that interrogated me were just the average rank and file. Whatever group attacked us, the way they moved was just insane. And that mist, appearing out of nowhere. The Soviets don't have tech like that.
If they did, Ocelot would have heard about it.
I doubt the West does either. Otherwise, the folks at Langley would be sleeping a lot easier.
Why'd they come after you?
Wish I knew. I'm the only one who survived. Though I don't think they planned it that way. If I was their target, they wouldn't have just handed me over to the 40th Army. Whatever the case, we need to watch our step until we know who they really are. And boss, if you ever do run into them again, don't try to take them on. You just get the hell out of there. When I first started dealing with Zero, with Cypher,
It's
it
not.
was a somewhat parasitic relationship.
Ocelot said the number of private forces is increasing, and they modeled themselves after us.
They're a far cry from the likes of us.
But why? 9 years ago, we made enemies of the world as a nuclear-equipped force, independent of ideology.
Nuclear.
or
Hey, I should
state.
look at my
Yes.
nukes.
Sooner or later, the real UN would have stepped in.
So why are they giving these PFs free reign?
That's our fault, too.
What do you mean?
What happened 9 years ago was a real problem for a lot of people. An organization as big as ours, with our facilities, was wiped off the map. Not an easy thing to hide. But if our existence came to light, so would the names of our clients. We had contracts all over, east and west, from superpowers to banana republics, the lot. Our clients denied all association with the likes of us. They had to make sure things didn't blow up on them. But at the same time,
Sources?
they missed us. They really missed us. The demand for armies for hire was as strong as ever. The international community turned a blind eye to what happened to us, despite still needing people who could do our jobs. History couldn't afford to lose us. As soon as we were gone, they needed a replacement. So private forces spread everywhere. And they're all just a phone call away.
But still,
I know. PFs are totally different from what we envisioned. Nation-states, revolutionaries, terrorists. They have a lot of clients, and Cypher is one of them. Cypher stays anonymous, but I know their work when I see it. In the eyes of those clients, the world's PFs are all just expendable pawns. The clients don't have to worry about losing their own men. Nobody knows they're involved, and PFs are cheap. In short, the world is chewing up soldiers and spitting them out. Even some of the old Mother Bases survivors are still working for PFs. Some guys created their own smaller forces. Others were taken on by emerging PFs. Everybody's gone their separate ways. But None of them are living their dream
Please select
because
a
they're not
mission.
fighting with you.
Please select a mission.
Of course, I tried to headhunt as many of them as I could for Diamond Dogs.
Oh, that's not what I want.
It was all a waste of time. They said they weren't interested without you to lead them. But now you're back.
Please
Everything's
select
gonna
a
change.
landing zone.
We'll unite all private forces under you, transcending nations and economies. What is a nation? Just a patch of dirt. The bonds among us will surpass nations, and that's what'll put the world under our control. We'll establish a new kind of country, redefine the very concept of it. Even Cypher will be below us. An extraterritorial federation of military nations. The United States of Force. Once
Yeah, let's
word
go
of the
here.
Big Boss is
Africa.
returned.
Do I have... Well, support weapons. I don't think I can... Oh, I can't pick anything else. For now, this'll be fine.
Deploying.
But later, as my stuff develops, I think I will try some new things. Might try out that revolver. I wonder, with it bouncing off of walls, does it show me the trajectory? I wonder where he could be. Somewhere northeast, west, northeast. East is the way.
Be careful down there, boss.
Okay, let's go. Is this where I land the first time that I come here? It's all confusing. Yeah, R&D team leveled up. That's good. That's what I want. That's what I want to see.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
Where are you marking? These people down here, huh?
Analysis complete. Analysis complete.
And they're okay. Ooh. What do we got over here? Oh, I should be playing tapes.
Remember before, boss? When Quiet attacked one of our guys on Mother Base, stuck a knife in his mouth. He's one of the very few soldiers who've had contact with her recently. Close contact. I don't think it's a coincidence that he was among those who became symptomatic pretty early on in this epidemic.
Uh-oh.
Saliva and blood spatter, an open wound, mucosal infection. Whatever is causing this got inside him then.
Miller, that is a baseless accusation.
The source of the infection is Quiet.
Miller's
suspects her.
crazy, dude.
We don't know that. And we've come across these symptoms before. The bodies in the
Oh no. You knocked me out.
oil field facility. Those sick people in the beds at the Devil's House. They're identical
Get
to
up.
what we've seen while we've been after Cypher. The infection could have come from elsewhere.
Get up.
At the very least, she does know something.
It's not like she's gonna talk.
No,
Come on. Okay.
not through words anyway.
How do I like? There
What
we
about
go.
her actions? Quiet held a knife to that soldier back then, before he became symptomatic. There must have been a reason for that.
A reason for shoving a knife down the throat of one of our men.
Happens again. Get up, buddy.
Capable of identifying who's
Enemy
infected.
presence detected.
What if
The
she
map
was
has
trying to
been
stop the
updated.
infection but couldn't communicate that to us? The answer to that, the source of the infection, might be in the mouths of the infected.
You think there's some kind of clue in their mouths?
I don't know. But maybe there's something about the mouths of those who've become symptomatic, something in common.
Something their mouths have in common. Forget it. We can't trust her. Even if she can spot the infected, I don't want her help.
Oh, I wanted to
Understand how you feel. But this is something to go on.
change poster.
Can't you see it's just like I said? Bringing her here was a big mistake. Quiet is gonna be the end of us.
Stand
None.
down. You've got zero proof. Try to keep an open mind on this, boss. There has to be a way to identify
That's
who's
funny.
infected.
I didn't know that's how that worked. I'm so smart.
Enemy
Shut up.
presence detected. The map has been updated.
He's gotta know in the box. Me. Let's not shoot him down. I'm so bad, dude. Get up. Is he coming after me then? Are you doing it?
It's you, boss.
It is me.
Allow me to serve one.
One of the
Yeah.
guys out on a mission at the time. He's fallen a long way from the glory days. But will he come back to us?
A landing
Surely.
Bring him home, boss.
confirmed. Extraction arrived at Mother
Fantastic.
Base. Support helicopter requested.
Let's see.
Boss, we've gone over the prisoner transport log you found. Quiet was grabbed by the Soviets and moved to Lamar Khatte Palace. They lost a lot of men to her. Can't blame them for wanting payback. But why did she just let herself get captured?
I think it is time you knew. Quiet was carrying vocal cord parasites.
Did-
The English strain, to be precise.
Didn't we listen to this
Third
already?
English pair. Skullface was using her as a vector.
Didn't we hear this one already?
In the whole of his
We
assassination
did.
plan
Arriving
failed.
shortly at LZ.
I knew it, but Quiet chose.
Let's do
What
this
was
one.
your goal in having the children repair supplementary?
Have arrived at
I
LZ.
just answered their
Stand by.
questions. I had no idea they would actually try to fix
Has
it.
arrived.
I mean, can you imagine a child piloting it?
Rain
Oh,
approaching.
sure, easily.
It wouldn't work.
I bet it's just like riding a bike.
I said it didn't work. It...
Who did you try?
I didn't.
Did you put your son in it?
We never did that.
His name was, Hal, wasn't it?
Hold on, we gotta wait a minute.
You said you never saw his face. But you made him pilot Sahelanthropus. You used him in your experiments.
He wanted to get in.
So you saw his face.
It was such a short time we had.
So he was with you.
Dang, Huey is crazy.
You're still happy now. Changing your lies to suit the listener and getting by slipping through the cracks. Building layer upon layer of convenient stories until nothing means anything to you anymore. You're happy all the time because you don't even notice you're doing it. Think hard. Who are you really? You're not a victim and you're not the silent majority. You're a perpetrator and a petty hypocrite. The real world doesn't make you suffer. It's the other way around.
Gaining altitude.
Please
I wonder if I should try out D-Walker.
Departing.
Okay.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Okay.
Side ops
What
list
else do
updated.
we have? I got a lot more I gotta listen to, huh? Ooh boy.
Wait, what are you talking about? Just what do you plan to do?
Present the charges against you and render an appropriate punishment.
Please
You're gonna put me on
specify
trial?
Call it what you like.
What's the meaning of this?
Out of here. All of you. Back to your posts.
No, hang on. Huey has killed their comrades and interfered with their lives.
Whoa.
They've had all they can take.
Stop! This is insane! You have no evidence whatsoever. You say you're an army free from government. You talk big about being a nation unto yourselves. But from the outside, you're just thugs, rebels, a militia, terrorists, an unhinged threat to society. You're nothing but a bunch of psychopaths.
Crazy.
So you're not with us?
No, I didn't.
I thought we were on the same side. That's too bad.
I didn't mean.
Men, you will have justice. But our organization, the boss's organization, is built on order and reason. There will be no lynch mob. So stand down for today. We will gather all the evidence of this man's crimes. And then he will be tried. Dismissed.
What do you think you're doing? Go ahead and execute me. It'll be murder in the eyes of the world. You've lost your minds. Don't you get it? You're seeing phantoms. Just look at that dog. No, you named him D-Dog, but it's obvious anyone could see that's a wolf because you're all a bunch of wild dogs. You wanted to believe he was too, to feel some connection, to fight your loneliness. You wanted something to cling to
DNA
prove you
test.
deserve to be alive. You wanted to forget the death, your sins, so you'd cling on to dogs or wolves or even Big Boss. The boss is the same, isn't he? Every one of you is alone. That's why you suspect your own. I know, because I do the same. I'm one of you too. Alone.
Development complete.
Alone, huh? Alone.
Open your eyes.
And a psychopath?
What you're doing is murder, plain and simple. All you ever create is war. War and violence can never lead to peace.
This guy.
Please select a landing zone.
How come everything is so far away? Here, go here. I would use D-Walker, however, I don't have the thing to scout people out yet with it. Alright. I should have listened to these tapes when I was unlocking them, but I didn't think they were important. I thought it was all stuff that I had already been hearing in the story, and it was just telling me this stuff as like a way to go back and
Enemy presence
remember.
detected. The map has been updated.
11 minutes.
Huey!
That's insane.
Huey, open it now! Please! Let me out!
Be careful down there, boss.
Kill me!
Wonder what's in this tape.
If only I'd tried to get out sooner. Perhaps I'd have made it. Why didn't I stop the hatch from closing? Even if it meant losing an arm.
So you didn't try to get out. How important is this one? Hold on.
I guess I'll... Even if it meant losing an arm. I guess I'll... stay a while. My voice... it's so distant. But you can hear me, can't you, Joy?
Sure.
I know you're recording all of this. Deep down, in some duplicating, burying it. And anyway, I can say what I can still do that much. Talk, even if I can't. Even if there's a heaven. I signed up for Zero. Even now, that his plan looks reaching away. It took your strength to make it happen.
I think the fast forward skips to the next
Put the world in his palm.
piece of text, which is nice.
And for all, Zero, or whoever it is who's taken his name, they found me. After the Caribbean, they made me simulate his will, so that even after the body was gone, that will would keep the world turning the way they wanted.
Like the Patriots? Is that what that is?
No choice. They dredged Lago Cosibolca, pulled up your phantom, forced me to revive and modify you. I thought I could bring you back, but in the end, I sold your will to him. Now this part is just one big shell, a husk. Your phantom's no longer here. As for me,
Blah, blah, blah.
never make anyone happy. And now I'll never see my son again. But at least Hal's free from his father's hands.
Yeah.
Take care of us. Hal, ever shape your system, the framework for your world. We'll protect you.
The Patriots, huh?
Need me, you just need to be strong enough, both of
Blah, blah, blah.
you. I hear your
Yeah, that was a little too much to listen to. 11 minutes I don't have.
I have the report on that cargo we stole from Cypher's truck. The PF was transporting two things. The analysis of that malachite has come back first. Naturally, the main compound is copper. There's also a small amount of cobalt. Nothing unusual so far. Southern Zaire is a well-known copper belt. However, in addition to these, we also detected a trace amount of uranium. The content percentage, though, is too low for nuclear development. It most likely came from Shinkalobwe mine. That's where the uranium in that area comes from. The mine's closed, as all the high-purity uranium ore dried up a long time ago.
Yeah.
You could probably still find it there in small quantities. That said, there are plenty of other uranium mines that are in operation, like in Niger, Namibia, South Africa. Why go to an abandoned mine to scrape up whatever's left and ship it out in mass quantities without refining it? They were transporting that yellow cake, too, which would suggest they have the technology to refine uranium. Anyway, that about sums it up. Unfortunately, the analysis of that yellow cake is taking a little longer. I'll let you know when it's done.
One of the guys out on a mission at the time.
Yes,
He's
sir.
fallen a long way from the glory days. But will he come back to us?
Side op completed.
Bring him home, boss.
Side ops list updated.
This is funny.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
What's next?
Boss, sorry to keep you waiting. We finally finished analyzing that yellow cake site.
Roger.
There was nothing unusual about the composition of the yellow cake itself.
Uh-huh.
Most of it was oxidized uranium, with the rest being impurities, various metals, as well as traces of organic matter.
I wonder why this is important.
The composition of these impurities. When we checked them against the impurities found in the copper ore, it was clear the yellow cake didn't come from Shinkolobwe, meaning they went to the trouble of mining two sources of uranium,
What?
then transported them together in different states. Another thing, we detected a very thin layer of highly enriched uranium in the middle of the yellow cake. Now that is very interesting. It may not be a lot, but it points to the existence of uranium enriching technology. After all,
See?
yellow cake can't naturally produce highly enriched uranium. If they could mass produce this,
Oops.
they'd be just one step away from a gun barrel type nuclear bomb. But uranium enrichment requires advanced technology and a large scale facility. If that kind of place existed in Zaire, the Soviet Union wouldn't sit idly by. And there's another question. Where were they transporting the yellow cake and malachite uranium? The first place that comes to mind
What's in my
is South
car always
Africa.
gets put in the way.
The government was supposed to have abandoned nuclear weapons development after caving to international pressure. But rumors persist that it's continued in secret. Plus, CRS were escorting the truck, and they're based out of South Africa. And then South Africa does have an abandoned test site. If Cypher's involved with nuclear development in South Africa. But how would that fit with their weapon to surpass Metal Gear? We need more information.
Shinkolobwe.
I don't think this
There's
part's
a name I
important.
haven't heard in a while.
The U.S. bought a lot of uranium from Shinkolobwe mine during World War II for the Manhattan Project. They even sent a squad from the Army Corps of Engineers to reopen the mine after it was flooded. That's how good its uranium must have been.
Yeah, whatever. I don't really care much about that.
Arrived at Mother Base.